Invite on the show tonight.
Nobody.
Wow.
Nobody useful.
All right.
Still be
Only the Grand Magister forehead, sir. Pay respect.
I can't wait to see what you do next.
Oh! Look at that. It timed out nicely. Welcome to Beyond the River Styx.
Maybe.
Episode 100!
100.
So many episodes. Oh my God.
There it is. I was waiting for somebody to do it.
Cooper looking as excited as ever. Thank you for
Mr.
joining us.
Superman
Tonight
over
we
here.
are joined by Sir Alakite joining us from the depths of the Reddit.
Depths
my
of
God.
Reddit.
Mesmerized joining us from the depths of his hallway. Drybear
Yes,
joining us from
my-
the depths
my
of
storage room.
his cave.
And Cooper.
Just from the depths of hell.
No.
That's the
Cooper
Royal
tonight.
Forehead Palace, not a cave.
He's a pink Asian maid tonight.
He's a pink Asian maid. All right, good enough.
Who's muted?
Oh, God.
I had to wear this.
Maybe.
God.
You had to wear that?
All right. So,
Oh, okay.
because Drybear has to go at 10 because of
10.
streaming covering for other people, we're going to start off with the topics that we want to discuss, and we'll go over the retrospective of Beyond the Rift and Beyond the River Styx.
It's scary.
Afterwards.
Like,
It is
I
scary.
had hair.
Oh my God, it's creepy.
And he looked like a, convict.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So, what, Mr. Typist Man, are our topics tonight?
I don't know, Cooper. What do you have lined up? Cooper. Cooper's the one producing the show.
What do
getting
I
the
have
topics.
What do I have lined up? I
You're a
have
bad host.
a new monkey.
A new monkey.
A new
what I-
monkey.
What is up with that fear ultimate that kills me? I like it.
It's okay.
I don't like it. I was playing
It's-
Neath with
it's okay.
Mesmerize in the last
It's okay.
game, and that fear ultimate monkey comes in there and makes me go, ah!
He pooped all over
Great
David
description.
plenty of times.
Great description.
Yes, pretty much that.
So, we're saying it's
He
Sun
made R.
Wukong
Kelly look
Saw
clean.
edition?
What?
Sun Wukong Saw edition? Fear
Yes,
kills
you do know what happened in the patch, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. And they gave this. You say Slaw edition?
Saw.
Oh,
You know, like the
Saw.
horror movies
Yes.
where, like,
Where the
you're
heck do you
afraid
get
and they
slaw
kill you?
from?
Saw? Saw. I think he's hungry.
No, I am actually not hungry. For once in a while.
I had pizza for dinner. It was really good.
I had pizza for lunch.
Yeah. Fail.
I haven't had pizza in 4 years.
Wait,
Did you
what?
say 4
Are-
years?
Are you even American, sir?
Why
I
are you
am.
here?
I am.
Get out. Get out.
I'm sorry. If I could have it, I would have it.
Can't have a fit?
I'm allergic to milk.
Oh.
So don't
Okay.
use cheese? But then
Okay,
again,
just
it's
eat
not
bread.
really
And
Just
it's just
bread
like
at that
a
point?
saucy piece of bread.
Yeah.
saucy bread.
Toasty bread. So saucy bread.
That
You want
doesn't
to order
sound all
a
that bad.
good old American saucy bread?
Come here, boy. We're about to have some salsa bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America.
America.
All right.
my.
So, what do you guys think of this new change to Monkey? Like, good God. I mean, for starters, his ultimate does a lot of damage now. Whether or
Yeah.
not it's too much is yet to be determined, but still, it's a lot of damage. When before it was like, it was mostly for the fear, not so much the damage.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the overall spell lasted, what, 5 seconds before the patch, so I think it may be the same amount of damage, just over a shorter amount of time.
Well, because there was the fear effect, and then it just stayed there for a while.
Yeah,
the damage effect
most of the
did
time people
last
would be
a
getting
while.
out of it. Yeah.
You just walk away, and it didn't hurt very much.
Maybe it's because it's a much more faster, potent damage.
faster potent.
True. They did up the base damage, but they lowered the scaling.
Dude, what's going on? Oh my
What are you,
God.
I
What?
don't know, I hear stuff.
You paused
What?
it and played it.
How did DM get on this?
You
I don't
paused it
know.
and played it. Just pause it. There you go. There you go. Now you got it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to mute your computer because that was annoying.
I can't internet.
You can internet.
Yes,
Double-clicking
I
the
can.
play button does not get anywhere.
Nope.
Anyway,
So the duration is exactly the same per level. It's just more damage per tick.
Nice. I like
Well, the
it.
fear duration is, but, like, the overall spell lasted 5 seconds before the patch, right? Like, the damage was there for 5 seconds, at least.
5 seconds is the duration, yeah.
Yeah.
The lifetime is shorter, so more damage per tick. That makes sense.
And it's every
at least-
and it ticks every
Oh.
0.25 seconds, so every fourth of a second.
Now, did the radius also get increased from the old one?
I think it's the same.
I think it's the same.
I do believe it's the same. It looks a lot bigger because it's
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
exactly
more
the same.
more
Radius is exactly the same.
more what's the word? More fluid and consistent in its look instead of
Yeah.
being like sparkly glowy everywhere. I do like the fact that they got rid of the sparkly glowy crap because Drybear, you remember when we were doing the top 5 how I was like, you've got these barrels exploding everywhere and you can't see crap when we were
Exactly. Or when like the Zeus cloud over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is amazing, but I can't see anything.
Nothing at all.
So the previous monkey at max rank, it would do 30 damage every 0.5 seconds for 5 seconds, and the fear would be 2 seconds, and the exact same range. Now for Hun bots or Hoon bots, it lasts the same amount of time it would be for fear, so the duration is equal to the fear, so 2 seconds, and it ticks every
Right.
0.25 seconds for 60 damage. So double the damage over 2 seconds versus half the damage over 5 seconds. So it's a little bit more damage
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a lot quicker.
Well, at least there's actually a reason to level it up now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's
didn't
good.
even
It's
level
good.
it up before. You,
You can
just
definitely
gotta,
tell the difference now.
yeah.
So since it's such a fast tick and a low damage per tick, isn't it a lot scarier for squishies than it would be for tanky characters?
Yeah.
Since
Oh yeah.
armor and all and et cetera applies
Like-
per tick versus
Yes.
over the
Demon
whole
was
thing.
playing Neath, and it was taking him about half HP, I think.
It would take me 2/3.
Well, then you were building Neath wrong, obviously.
No, I was building her like you build an AD carry with no defense. Then I finally got a Void Blade, but that didn't really help anyway.
I just gotta say though, I'm loving the changes to Monkey. Definitely makes him feel more fun.
Oh
Well-
yeah, he's much more exciting.
Except the
teleport
fact
makes him-
that the teleport. Except the fact that the teleport activates automatically for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Well, it'll cancel, like if you're in the mid overhand smash and the last monkey hits, it'll cancel it and teleport you. And also it means that if you're laning monkey or you're laning Hoon bots, that your harassment is limited because you obviously don't want to be blinking towards them all the time.
Yeah. Hi
At
guys.
the same time, it's dangerous, but also it can be rewarding as well. Because I mean, I've got a
Right.
couple first bloods off of it.
Just blink overhand smash and then... I like it
Yeah.
as less... Like that's just like all you heard all the time, and now it's just like noises. And also like his overhand smash pancakes minions now, like they get flattened into the ground.
Yeah.
It's
I
awesome.
think it seems reasonable.
Let's
You are
not even
smashing
talk
them.
about his jokes.
I haven't listened to his jokes.
I haven't
yet.
tried it.
God.
Do you have any of them, or know of any of them
If
off
you
the top of
peel
your
a
head?
layer off the tortilla, you will have pimples on your face.
That's a joke.
If you point at the rainbow, what is it? If you point at the rainbow, you'll something.
It was like 10 words that they
Your
just threw
finger will
together.
fall off.
Yeah.
They're just nonsense, basically. Almost.
Yeah, you can't pick bugs off your fur with one finger or something. I don't even know.
Maz, you're killing me. Killing me. Yeah, they're bad. So basically, Unbots is now back into definite playability. He's not going to be banned this weekend. We talked with Erez and Bart, so he will be playable. This
Only makes sense.
tournament weekend because it's basically he's so similar. There's just a few minor changes. Although
Okay, good.
I'm still a little wary of having him this weekend, particularly. I was kind of like maybe we should just skip one weekend and let people have a whole week to try him out instead of 2 weeks. But he's different enough that it could be a problem. So we'll see. I think
Possibly.
maybe one thing they would like to change is instead of his monkey bounce teleporting you automatically, maybe you should be able to hit 3 and teleport to it. Kind of a Thorish.
Maybe.
Also, that's hard to keep track of when it hits a god and whether or not
Yeah.
it's going to, and also
That's
like
the only thing I
Well,
can
maybe you could hit 3 so that way when it hits a god, or if it does, you'll
it'll
teleport
flag
to it.
it.
Yeah, it's like hit it again. And it's like because if it hits, you want to teleport to it. If you don't, then it won't. It'll just bounce. Sounds reasonable.
I like so. Monkey fun.
He
Monkey
is.
fun.
He is very
Monkey
fun.
Funky fun.
Monkey better than before. Different.
Monkeys only
But
want to
better.
have fun.
Oh my god. So kind of branching
Let's
off
not
of
even get
that.
into how awesome he looks too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We should bring him up. Where's our little
Alec,
spinning?
What? Our spinning monkey? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
seriously.
Speaking of stuff looking awesome though, the changes to the Joust map.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty. Very pretty.
Indeed.
The artwork they did in general, I mean, because the HUD looks
Amazing.
30 times better.
It
Yeah.
really does.
It does.
Some people don't like it because it's not like god-esque, But I think it's
Yeah,
awesome. I
they're
think it
saying
looks
it's
really
too Dota is what they're saying, or too League.
cool.
I don't like the
Yeah.
thing in the. I don't like the stats in the bottom left. They just seem kind of
Yeah,
awkward.
that is kind of awkward there, but other than that, everything else is nice.
I think because the box
It's
is
progress.
too high up. I think
Yeah.
that's what makes it look awkward. If it was
And
more
then the
sideways, like a
VGS being in the
rectangle.
upper left, that's a little
Yeah, that's.
confusing.
Well, I'm
as
sure they're
well.
gonna fix that
Yeah.
at some point. That's
Hopefully.
just
I
weird.
do like. I mean, there's the argument of one, it looks kind of Dota and LOL-esque. Two, they're very popular games. People like the HUDs. Maybe it's something that's not a bad thing to copy, and it's very
Maybe.
well laid out. I mean, you got so much information crammed into small areas. I mean, before you remember what the two sides with all the gods, like in spectator mode, for instance. You'll have so much more vision room because you won't have those two sides of gods and life bars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they expect me there.
And so now it'll all be up in the very top right, just itty bitty little bars, itty bitty little boxes, and it'll give you so much more space.
Because we all need more space.
Yeah, you all need more space. I mean, we of course had to make sure we had a new, overlay ready for today
Naturally.
because a lot of people weren't
Yeah.
prepared for that one. And they came, and like the high res ones that they gave out for the guys that
Those
stream
look
on the
pretty
channel,
sweet.
those things look good.
Oh, they're awesome. I was
Yeah.
fiddling with it just before this started.
Nice.
So I
Wings actually made me a custom one. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah,
can... Ooh.
Yeah.
it does look good.
That's
Pon Pon
fun.
managed to, he cut it out and sent it to me, so I had a template ready, so I was just tinkering with mine earlier today. Just got a little bit of it done, or got it working. Umpati?
Never mind.
Okay, whatever.
keep
Is that like Mayan or something?
No, don't worry
Okay.
about it. Just
Good.
Just keep going.
Because you're gonna do. Yeah. Anyway, so I like the UI. I think it looks very pretty. I can't wait till. Now the question is, the announcement was, this was the largest content patch Hi-Rez has ever done for Smite, but they weren't able to finish the conquest map to get it out because they found a bug the day of or the day before, and so they couldn't
Right.
push out the conquest map. So. Are they still considering it the highest content patch, or was it if the conquest map was out that would have made it? Because I was like,
I'm
when
not
we were
quite
watching the
sure.
patch notes,
Did they?
it was
did
like
they say highest released content patch?
they said the most content ever released in a single patch.
I think
Right.
if the map was included, it would have been. I think
Yeah.
the focus and stats patch
Yeah.
beat it out. A
They
little bit.
may have been intending to put Kronos in too, because he's coming out next week, according to Eras.
Oh, really?
Recording, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. New boots.
I mean, they changed up how all the items work, or lots of the items work. Shoes and boots are you got tiers
Yeah,
of
shoes.
different things that you.
I like how
can
they
pick.
renamed everything so it's not all boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
Shoes.
they're kind of taking that
Screw
trend
boots. I want shoes.
of. Oh, next they're gonna have toe shoes
Hell yes.
and dress shoes
Dress
and
shoes.
slippers. Well,
What
they
about
might already-
socks?
And
Socks. Can you get
get
socks
really
before
dirty,
you? They should make socks your level 1, then your shoes your level 2,
So
then
the
you
socks are the starting item.
right.
yeah.
Then you get shoes.
Or you get socks for free, and then you can buy shoes.
Yeah, maybe shoes are half off when you have socks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus one. Plus one the comfort.
Plus 1 to comfort. Yes, it gives you an extra extra 93 physical protection because you are so comfortable.
Dr. Scholl's.
Oh god.
So, Alakite, what else have you noticed that you've enjoyed today
I
besides hair
I don't
flipping?
know. I don't know. I've been kind of how about annoyed at the whole like hit progression thing that they've been adding to every auto attack in the game.
Yeah.
Why?
So they gave Hercules
that has
hit
me wondering
progression.
if they're going to give it to everybody.
They gave
So-
Loki hit progression.
Why does it bother you?
Because it was kind of cool, for a few gods. They had a unique mechanic. Now it's
Yeah.
just like,
Oh
let's
boy,
just give it to
everyone's good.
everyone.
It's like, why does Athena need hit progression?
Well,
Like, I
it-
don't exactly hate it, but it's kind of wearing down the effect, I guess you'd say.
I want
Yeah,
Athena to
making it
just go
less
stab,
cool.
stab, stab, stab. That's all she should do, or maybe just a swing. But
Really, we're supposed to be like fighting with gods or goddesses or great warriors. Really, they just like do the same motion all the time. Is that?
well, she's
I mean,
got a
that's
spear.
good, yeah.
If
Is
you
that
want
how
to
you
use
fight?
intelligence here, if you want to use intelligence, you poke them with the sharp end of the stick. You don't hit them with the blunt end. That's not how you do the most damage.
Haven't you seen movies with spears? They always hit them with the blunt end.
Yes, and that's when they're trying to be like, oh, as they do like the cool slow mo thing. Of course, thinking of course the Spartans where he has to turn around and be like, wah, stuff like that. But
And roars.
They go pokey pokey. We'll leave it at that. Sharp end of the stick.
Sometimes you don't want the sharp end of the stick.
Yes, Dry Bear's thinking hard. So yeah, I mean, pit progression I'm not really a big fan of. I don't really like it so much. Uncertain Gods. Loki I think kind of needed it. Loki's a good use for it because what's the way he has to burst you in a chain, so he can't just run up and do the maximum amount of damage. He's got that what is it, 1.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and then 1.5? Is that what his is?
Yeah, it's 1.5 at the end.
And 1.5 at the end? He's got like a 5
Is it
kill
5?
train.
I thought it was like.
Yeah. I actually crit 2.2k with Loki today.
Nice.
So it's
Yeah.
good because that
Yeah.
means you have to stick on them for a short time.
Which is not easy.
It's not just run in there and hit them twice and you've done 5,000 damage.
Well, Loki's like hit progression registers as hits. All you have to do is get chins, and it's just like slice
Yeah.
of dice.
Slice and dice.
It's so irritating.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a bug that needs fixing.
Thank you, shameless soul. You
Oh my
have now
God.
brought up the fact that everybody has missed Justin Bieber here because we have Bieber Kite is prepared
Oh,
and
yeah.
ready to play the game with us.
Yep, Beaver
Yes.
I haven't
Kite,
heard that game before. Or that
Okay.
before.
or
No.
alternatively,
Oh,
we
God.
also call him Danger Bieber.
Danger Bieber is his
Oh
other
god,
name.
I remember that.
Thank you, High Res Duke.
Yep, Danger Bieber
Duke
because he has
invented that, yeah.
swords and an
Leave
archery
it
range.
to Beaver.
Oh god.
Wow.
What do we think about jungling? Do we think it's too strong right now? And does it
I don't
create
know,
a
we
very
just
boring
had a-
passive lane?
Okay, so we just got
Are you talking
a
about this-
giant content patch, so I have no idea. Because
Ooh, I do like new Midas boots.
I know.
Midas boots are
Yeah.
I
bad.
love Midas boots.
Midas
Those are
boots in the
my
solo
bag.
lane, too OP.
Yeah,
Someone
I
already
mean,
did the math on that, and it's like 37 minutes is when it starts to pay for itself. Like, you have to-
37
once
minutes?
you get beyond the
No,
37
19
minute
minutes.
mark, yeah. Well,
pretty-
to actually get to the point where it's comfortable, like it's
Right.
not.
OP.
Because you're getting 72 extra gold a minute. 720 per 10 minutes, which would be 1440 per 20 minutes. But if you look at the cost of the boots, I mean, you factor in the fact that you're not getting anything besides the 95 HP and mana from those boots themselves.
And
Mm.
speed.
He's getting
It's a
movement
point where
speed.
it's-
I mean, movement speed's pretty big thing, and you can get him at level 1. So
Movement speed versus penetration, though, or raw damage.
I guess. I mean, if you're not going to
I mean, if
be
you're buying it like as a
killing
mirror, I
someone.
mean, as a support player, it's great because a lot of times you're not going to get much gold anyway. So having that for a long time, with a point where it's someone like a mirror who is already naturally tanky, who has the natural stat gains and natural HP and mana gains on his own, and is very naturally tanky. Getting those boots would probably be a big benefit for him, just because you'll get extra money from it. But I mean, for someone who does damage and relies on penetration and damage and crit a lot, it's a big limitation, and it takes a
Oh,
while
sure.
for it to ramp up.
Yeah, I definitely see him as a pick that you plan on, using on a specific person, just because you don't get all that much speed in comparison. Like, you don't get the out of combat bonus, you don't get anything else other than that. So it's a trade off. I think
Yeah.
it's worth it.
But
Be
in the
fun.
the fact of jungling, you have to do it right to make it work. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think what would make jungling totally overpowered is if any idiot could do it and come out 5 levels ahead. But you have to do it right to get really ahead. I mean, we've had many instances where I've been in games even before this patch where they didn't change it quite enough. But
Never let Demon jungle.
there's one thing. And also, when I'm not jungling, I've had people who are jungling who are just terrible, and they're like 3 levels behind, or 4 or 5 as you get later in the game, and it's just like, it's terrible. So it's a very risky thing to let somebody jungle, especially me, because it doesn't work out too well.
No. It
Although
really
we did
doesn't.
see an interesting thing this last game that we played, where Monkey had a Bumba's Mask, was laning, and then every couple minutes he would just dip out and grab a buff. He wouldn't be gone that long. He would just kind of rotate, grab a couple buffs on the way, try to gank, and then come back to his lane.
Yeah, his passive allows him to clear, or the hit progression allows him to clear buff camps really easily.
Yeah.
So
That's nice.
I
Like
just
the last
wish Monkey
hit
would actually.
odds.
yeah,
Are we gonna have problems when Wukong comes back and people are still saying monkey?
yeah.
Okay.
They're just gonna have to say Monkey 1 and Monkey
We're-
2.
We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Thing 1 and thing 2, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Then we can
Can we give
Dr.
one of
Seuss
them like
this.
really big blue hair, like Apollo?
Give him a perm. That'll work. Is that your response to that?
Maybe.
So I like the jungling because people can really suck at it and people can really be really good at it. So it's going to gradually, what's the word? Filter people out as they get better and get worse. So opinions, Alakite. What do you think of the jungle? Have you been playing in the jungle? Do you like the jungle?
Nope, I hate the jungle.
Why do you hate
but
the
that's
jungle?
just me.
Because he's danger people, and danger people hates the jungle.
I just feel like it's going to become LoL, where it's like, if you ever played LoL in the last year, you literally just go into a lobby and the first 5 things said are mid top jungle, anything but support. So yeah, I feel like it's just going to become that, where it's just call as fast as you can.
Isn't that already happening?
Yeah.
I like to
Not
see
that
it.
bad.
I love the
I'm
mid
mid.
insta-locks and the AD.
What are you
insta-locks.
doing, Cooper?
The conversation we had last week is on that topic, and it just makes me so mad when people say it's becoming like LoL. It just
I don't want it.
this game. Never,
Dude, go. Do
Go
it,
watch
Cooper.
Go
Put him
Keep
in his
going.
place.
Just say it.
Go.
Just say
Slap
it.
him
Go.
down, boy.
What in this game is not like League of Legends already? How much more like League of Legends can we not get? We have every single mechanic that League of Legends has except pure last hitting.
The freedom that we had in choices of roles before. I mean, when you go into a pub game, you could basically play whatever the hell you wanted in a pub game, because the game was set up so that you could do it that way. But now with the jungle, that forces someone to have to jungle, and it forces someone in that solo lane to have to be able to play, a god that can solo, basically. And so you're kind of starting to force where these roles have to exist, where they really didn't before, where you could just kind of go and do whatever you wanted.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily roles. I think that's just lane. Like the left lane or the right lane is going to be solo.
I guess.
The good thing about Smite is Odin can either be a tank or he can be a bruiser. So it's not necessarily roles that you have to choose. You can do it either way you want. The difference is that in League, it's always had a jungle. So it's had 2 years of people knowing this meta where someone's always jungling, this is a solo lane. This game is just getting a jungle, like a competitive jungle where it can be viable. Mm-hmm. So you have to give it at least a month for people to say, okay, this is the meta, we have to have a jungler. Pub games aren't going to be 2-1-2 anymore, or someone who wants to jungle is just going to get screwed. We're going to take all his buffs, and then we're going to lose the game just because this isn't the correct positioning anymore. So you have to give it time to grow, but to say it's becoming like League, as in that's a bad thing, is
But that's
stupid.
what I don't want. Exactly what you just said is what I don't want.
Well, but I'm saying, why? Because we already have every aspect of League of Legends already. Why is the jungle so bad for this game? That's my point. Like, why is it...
For one, I mean, support doesn't exist in this game, at least not yet. And that's what really keeps it from going into the full LoL meta. So, I mean, but you're still trying to force, basically, 3 people to do that stuff, and then you get the, problems where people can't play it, and then people don't want to play it, and just stuff like that.
So is this more about casual games?
Well, I mean, it's just, even ranked, you go into LoL, and it's like, I call this, oh, I can't play this, oh, I'm going to report you, it's just general causes, more bullshit.
It's MOBA-tastic.
This is a MOBA. I just want to throw that out there. It is a different kind of MOBA, but it is a MOBA. Like,
I get that, but it's
okay.
still, you go into a game and you want to have fun, not, the first thing you have to say is basically if you want to have fun, you have to call as fast as you possibly can, because...
Well, it's going to come down to the fact that it's going to, like Cooper said, it's going to take time, because this is their second or third iteration of the Bumba's introduction, and the fact that they had previously developed the game to not include a full-time jungle means that there's a lot of leftover aspects that are preventing it from being a comfortable transition, as you can see by the structure of the map, the way the buffs are, the durations of the respawn timers, the items that are available to you. I think the Bumba's is a little bit too strong currently. They keep trying to reduce it down to the point where it includes teamwork aspects, with the fact that you can't share, or you'll get the same benefit without getting the buff type thing. They want to include more aspects of you giving buffs to people who are working together and trying to remove that disconnect of like lane, and then the jungler does his own thing type thing. So I think they're trying to work towards that. But their first few iterations of Bombas has been sloppy, as were their first few iterations of Focus and Stats. I mean, it's all going to be sloppy when you have something that's built up a foundation of this idea, and you try to switch that paradigm to something different, where there's going to be a lot of leftovers and carryover from the previous paradigm that you were trying to make work and was working for the longest time. I think for a lot of aspects, change is good, just because it, especially at the competitive level, because people get bored or people don't, I think changing the meta and just like speaking from a rank perspective, not even competitive play, like learning the new meta previous to what it was before is very difficult. There's a lot of different stuff. You have to worry about a lot of new things. It changes all the picks. Everything's much different and more challenging. As we saw, I mean, last night I saw Jerby come in to ranked after like a long time, and he was having a lot of trouble learning the new meta because it's difficult. It really is. It's very different. So it's hard to make that transition. And obviously, if they want to continue along this path, there's going to be a lot of changes they have to implement. Not only to the picks, the available characters. I think Alakite hit it on the head there that we do need more hard supports. I think Aphrodite is the only hard support we have currently. A lot of them are support tanks. But with more supports, a little bit of a change to the map and a reduction to Bumbas or repurpose of Bumbas, I think it's just a little too strong right now. And then more items would also help a lot. I mean, just more customizability and more gods and more content in general would make things a little bit easier.
Nice monologuing. I liked it. It was good. Well, I mean, he is caster, so I mean, he's got to be able to wing it, monologue it, and keep it going as long as he can. That's what it does. But I mean, I liked it. Dryberry, that should be your monologuing face.
Oh god,
It's so beautiful.
He's beardless.
God. So, I mean, a lot of people hate it because they hate LoL and they don't want to have anything to do with the jungle. What happened back in the day when we were trying to do full-time jungling back when Lionheart was doing it, when we first got Bakasura? And it's like, oh god, this guy's obviously a jungler. Let's go. You remember those days? Come on, Alakite. I know you remember those days.
I remember the days of blue-green monkey side lane.
I remember those days
Oh my god.
of side lanes with the blue.
What about
greens.
80 raw start? Grab green into blue into just going and slowing them and basically getting level 1 kill guaranteed.
What about 4 or 5 man hand of the god meta?
I didn't hate that.
I hated it. I hated it with a burning, fiery passion.
What
It's
about
kind of fun.
What about the 4 mystical mark meta or 5?
Oh god.
What about
That wasn't a
Guan Yu?
meta. That was
What about one?
Release
No!
one.
He did it!
Release one.
Dugga. Victory.
Oh my god.
I think the best lane now would have to be Guan Yu and Hoonbot, just because you'd have a bongo party.
Oh god, 2 monkeys in the same lane, just taunting you.
Food.
Honestly, I don't know if Guan Yu was even as bad as Sobek was. I mean, people didn't realize that Sobek was super OP, but the
No,
fact
you
that he
were
had
right.
like 75, or he had the 25% reduction on his everything, and he scaled so well.
Guan Yu, release week. How could you get any worse than that ever?
Oh, I know Guan Yu was bad, but a lot of people didn't realize how bad Sobek was.
But comparatively, you're like, I like Sobek. He's
Okay, maybe I overemphasized, but Sobek was still really insanely strong.
Yeah.
Cool. Like,
And of
the
course,
sound
motivate.
effects that
We'll never
Guan Yu
forget.
gave nightmares.
No, motivate.
Bring! Dugga. I'm dead. Later.
I mean,
Motivate with Raw
Hands off the
Odin.
keyboard.
Well, Guan Yu was also really OP because if you creeping curse, you could use that while you were doing the spinning thing, the
drum roll.
drum roll.
Talu assault.
So you
Talu
could
assault.
slow them for 5 seconds while you were busy Talu assaulting, which is pretty entertaining.
Like that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bez.
You're welcome. I thought we needed that.
So, I mean, why did you get less mad? I mean, did you get this? Were you this much against the jungle as you? Let's say. I mean, hold on. Were you this much against cutting out the outside lanes as you are against the jungle? There we go. Allocate.
Oh, I miss the outside lanes.
So you didn't like it when they removed the outside lanes?
It was more because the thing is with the whole outside lanes being removed, it also removed two
Apparently,
of
your
the
mic's
shitty.
off, Rebel.
two of the shittiest buffs to ever exist in the entire game. So that kind of tided over the fact that I was losing, or that I was losing the side lanes.
I don't know. I think it's definitely something that everybody needs to reserve their judgment for, like Cooper said, at least a good month. Let it play out. Let it see how it goes. Maybe people will come into this mentality that jungling, I still don't like it. Not going to do it.
I
So
feel
don't
like
do
should
it.
be
It's
There's
you,
the
there
default
is still
for
that
everything,
option.
for anything though.
You can
Like,
still,
that should be the default for everything. Anytime they change anything or introduce anything, it should be reserved and wait.
yeah,
Not, oh my god, this god sucks. I hate my life. I'm going to law.
yeah.
Like, just wait. Hold on. God dang, dude. Chill out.
It's all gravy, man.
Stats on the game. I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Okay,
gravy.
nothing can compare to how bad that was.
Yeah, but it lasted what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then like, oops, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, they'll
In a
prove
beta?
that they've already proven that they will revert something that turns out to be a really bad idea. They'll give it a shot. They'll see that it's working or not, and they'll be like, nope, we're gonna get rid of it. So, I mean, I have faith in the fact that they'll fix it if it's really, really bad. And we still don't know what it's going to be like with this new map, which is probably going to come next week.
And the
Because
new map? Or,
There's a river?
no, there's not a river.
How would you know that?
We're talking about why it's low. There's a river.
Yeah. I mean, what
They
are the
turn it
chances there's going to be a river?
sideways, and there's a
What
What
river.
about Evo?
Although that was one thing that I brought up last week even, was making a static map layout. Like, there's always... You have to come up with different colors other than red and green. You'd have to be like purple and blue, or I don't know, whatever, to where either you actually can be on the top of the map or
Are
the
you
bottom.
saying there's
or
more
sides.
colors than red and green?
Yes, there are. There is blue,
Goodness.
RGB,
RGB.
and so
what
that
what
way
about CMYK?
you could.
Never mind.
Shut up.
Somebody was saying that there was going to be fog of war in the jungle. Is that true? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's
Awesome.
a
I
rumor
feel like
that
that's
is being
overkill.
quite prolific, and I really hope it's not.
According to the source, it was from Erez, but
The fog was pretty cool. Old fog was cool.
Yeah,
I
fog
hated
in the
old
jungle
fog.
would be awesome.
Hey,
So you could
let's-
really
how
sneak up
limited
on
your
junglers
vision
that
is
way, or
already.
junglers could sneak up on you. It could work either way. So
But it'll-
Well, they can't see you coming if you're behind them anyway. I'm just gonna
it's-
throw that out there.
But the fog of war will make team fights in the jungle that much less exciting.
Less exciting?
Yes.
Nah.
Because
Wait,
they
so
won't-
I
Who
under
wants to be
wait.
raw swiped out of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but
So-
they have to. It would have to have a huge communication factor. It would make it really hard for puppies to see what's going on. Like they walking into the jungle and they can see what 55 yards ahead of them where their targeting reticle stops or something like that, or just a little bit beyond that. How? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, Zapman and Youngbei can even more ignore the rest of the map.
Exactly.
Uh,
I mean, it's going to cause tunnel vision for everybody that doesn't already have it.
Wait, are you saying that there's gonna be a reason to buy wards?
No.
Okay. I
Now
just
there is a
wanted to
reason
make
buy
sure.
wards. I like these reasons to buy wards. I love wards now. You can actually carry 6. It's awesome.
Cool. So let's talk about wards.
You got the sentry wards and you got the just regular wards, or is it the other way around? I can't remember which one's which.
It's regular wards
Yeah.
and sentry wards. The
Okay.
regular wards last 180 seconds, and the sentry wards last 90 seconds, but the sentry wards have the added benefit of being able to reveal other wards.
Ooh.
Right.
So it's quite nice.
So can we buy more than one kind of ward?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can buy
Yeah.
3 of
Great.
each.
3 of each. So I can, instead of before I could have 3 wards. Now I
Right.
can have 6 wards.
That's what I said.
Yes,
Great.
that is correct, my good sir.
Thank
So
you.
it makes it much easier to ward up the jungle in one run.
Mm-hmm. How much more expensive are they, Demon?
None. They're the same price.
Same
75.
Same price.
So all
Same
you
price, half
guys
the duration.
who don't want to buy wards because you can only get 3, now you can get 6.
People are very
I
proud
think
of
there
their
is
math.
going to be a whole new added strategy though in this weekend's tournaments and competitive
Ward
play.
fighting?
It's gonna make
Uh,
it a lot more complicated.
Yeah, I don't think ward fighting's no. I think what it's going to do is it's going to cause the normal wards to be placed differently than what we've been seeing, and maybe the sentry wards start taking over that role of those normal spots, or more creative ward placements. Because you can't just place both wards in the same spot anymore. There's got to be more increased areas that you have to place. You know, maybe the sentry ward will be better in this area, and the normal ward will be better in this area. But I definitely think it's going to make a lot more competitive,
Didn't
or I'm
they?
sorry, a lot more strategy involved in the jungle.
Right. Didn't they lay the groundwork for this when they first introduced the wards being line of sight?
Kind of. I think the subtle aspect that some people might miss right off the bat is the fact that this forces the team to work together in warding situation. Because the fact that you now have 2 separate wards, and the sentry wards that reveal only last a minute and a half, which is a very short amount of time.
It really
means
is.
That the port, if they're doing all the wards by themselves, will go broke very quick.
Yeah.
And they will have no items to help themselves. So the fact that you have to split those up into 2 75 gold segments, and the fact that 90 seconds is your window to counter ward while also trying to give vision to your team, means that either you're going to lose vision for long periods of time, or your support are going to have no money. So I think the meta is going to shift a little bit to making sure that this is something that should be happening already, and it's something that most players at high levels do anyway, but everyone should be buying wards now. There's literally, like, you're going to screw your supports over very, very hard if no one's buying wards besides them, because they now have double the cost of having to keep vision up for your team.
Absolutely. Also, you think it'll start the wards, the longer wards will start to be placed in places of entrances and exits so that you can see kind of where they're going.
Safer spots, definitely.
Yeah.
I think
So
that
you
it's
can
gonna
extrapolate
there's going to be a
from
lot
they're
more
here.
ward innovation, and there's definitely going to be a lot of sacrifices. It's something that you have to do if you're playing like a damage dealer and you don't really have a whole lot of money to be buying wards constantly. If you only have 1 ward, you're not supposed to put it in the common spots because you're not going to be able to defend it. If you only have 1 ward and no one else has wards and no one else is over there, you should just be putting the ward inside the camp or far away or somewhere like less orthodox, so that you have the opportunity to keep that ward up since you don't have a huge supply to use anyway. But that's just going to be doubled in more serious manner now that we have 2 separate wards.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, more interesting play. And it's a really obvious thing. Like, there isn't any, oh, how does this work exactly? But since it's so simple, it's also going to be more interesting, more fun to tweak, more, like, minutia to it. Something you can do out of game, something you can think about. It's one of those things we don't have very much in Smite right now.
I guess since we're talking about tournaments,
Are we?
we'll go ahead and we were talking about tournament play.
Okay, well, let's go
Well,
talk
I
about
wanted to cover
tournament play.
last weekend's winners real quick.
Let's do it since Drybear's
Yes.
here, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that
Drybear
and
is
I
here.
also have this like lovely
Go Drybear.
thing that I make every week for Deicide as well, which is we have on the EU side, Denial EU takes first place with Bipolar Method coming in second, E-Lemon coming in third. I have no idea why it has those red X's across them, but whatever. Over on the North American side, Snipe Gaming took first, 2-0ing Root, who came in second with Backfire coming in third, which is quite a nice turn of pace, seeing a different name on top of that, like, leaderboard.
So are there any known players on this Backfire team?
A few, I just don't know who they are off the top of my head.
Okay, great.
That's
I believe Talkaty's still on there.
Hockety, probably. But yes, Snipe
Hockety,
Gaming
of
2-0'd
course,
them,
yeah.
and as many people may already know, Derby is now subbing for Snipe.
He's back.
He's
Back.
He is back.
Watch
And
out,
he's still
Michelin,
okay.
you're in
Still
trouble.
okay.
I played it against him all night last night in ranked.
Cool.
How was
Who
it?
else was excited at seeing those people that weren't really normally picked in the tournaments last weekend?
I liked seeing Athena in the tournament. That was interesting.
We saw Anubis in the tournament, didn't we?
But
Before he
Stet
got his
and
huge
Ares
buff.
as well.
Yeah. I mean, that Anubis was like, the hell.
He was melting people.
Yeah. And, like, they really
That's
should
what
have won that
Anubis-
game.
That's
except,
what Anubis does. He melts people.
Yeah.
Well,
does.
late game, it was like one of the biggest reasons why you throw things. But the late game is one of the reasons why we don't pick Anubis. Even though he played a perfect Anubis game, literally for the first 35 to 40 minutes, he played a perfect Anubis game. He played
Yeah.
very well, and his damage output is so high that once you get to that point, you can be careful and win team fights. But towards the end is one of the biggest glaring reasons why no one plays Anubis is the fact that he has nowhere to go, nowhere to move. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little different from the changes that were made to Anubis. The fact that he can't be knocked back during his Plague of Locust channel, he has lifesteal from his passive, all that kinds of crazy stuff. But back then, in that tournament specifically, the reason why we don't pick Anubis is because he's so punishable in team fights to the point where all it took was one slip up and Anubis is dead, and they lost all that damage. Now, Anubis is forced to do 2 things. Number 1, commit to damage so that damage output is always threatening. But if he buys lots of defense and loses that damage output just to stay alive, his effectiveness goes down. So it's like he's pigeonholed into this decision that makes it like worse either way.
Yeah. And he's easy to kill. I mean, just straight up.
Yeah.
And it's
What do you think is gonna make a big difference this weekend since he got that armor buff and stuff when he's like holding steady?
Yes,
He gets
the
an
life
extra
steal.
life steal and like a little bit of armor, and he can't be knocked back. Which
We
is a
saw
great
what
thing.
happened when I was playing Anubis in Assault today with was
12 and 2.
Bancroft's Talon. I
Yep.
was healing like half my HP.
It was great.
It was nice.
so. Do you think they're gonna leave him like that, or change his kit anymore?
They'll probably leave him like this for a couple weeks, see how it works, and
Well,
then
obviously
tweak.
they're.
But I don't
I
think it's
s-
broken by any stretch or anything like that.
Now, I still think there's more to be done to him. So
I
I
agree.
think eventually they're gonna do something to him.
Well, as we've seen from Bastet and from Odin and from a lot of characters that seemingly don't do anything or aren't picked up and then all of a sudden are after 0 changes, there's a lot of untapped potential, and there's also, characters have a certain niche or a certain talent that if it's not realized, they don't seem to be very effective. And this happens in all MOBAs. And all character-based games where once you realize how to play the character and you master it, then everyone masters it and they bring it in. I mean, Odin had nothing changed about him. He's been the same for a very long period of time,
Yeah.
and he wasn't being picked up at all from December all the way towards like the middle of March or the end of March. But now we see him being banned first or picked up first in almost every tournament and also in ranked play. I would say at least 33% of all ranked games, Odin will be banned or picked up first. Whereas nothing really changed about him. I mean, obviously we saw Bastet on Saturday where she wasn't picked up and was widely considered one of the worst characters in the game. Like as kit-wise, obviously she's a good carry and she can be utilized effectively, but at a high level where you require a lot from your carry, Bastet doesn't always hit the threshold. And then Saturday we got picked up, and then with the introduction of jungle, as things start to shift, new items come to light. Characters who previously were considered to be bad are all of a sudden good. So I think even without any changes, once the game changes or people figure out how to use a character, they all of a sudden become very effective. So they need to be careful about how often they change characters, how often they buff them, and how things change.
Yes.
Jungle
Overall.
instead.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the things. I mean, new items, new ways of playing, new strategies, game changes. Gods will become more viable than they were before. New other gods. So say there's someone else that has great synergy, then
Like you
Voila.
could jungle Anubis before, but I want to see how he works now with this these changes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Do we think that Athena is a Sobek Ymir tier or more like a Guan Yu Hades tier? I don't know if I agree with those
Probably more
tiers.
Like Guan Yu Hades.
I don't know. She's
Like
pretty,
she's pretty strong, but
I think you're gonna see her banned
Yeah.
a lot this weekend.
Probably.
A lot. Probably
Her-
first or second ban.
Her simple map presence is just absurd.
Her
And
taunt is incredibly
Yeah.
punishable.
if somebody's
It is
tower
so
diving
dirty.
you, she ults on you, keeps you alive for that extra couple seconds, then she lands on you, taunts them. They've already been under the tower for too long, and she drops the walls around you and you explode. Yeah.
When
She's
you taunt
great
people
at
in
making
Amir
sure you
Ultimates, you can taunt people into all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, there's
Oh,
just,
yes.
like there's so much you could do to make her the most annoying character you ever faced, and the fact that global presence. I mean, no one has that kind of global presence in this game. Obviously, there's a Thor, Apollo. You have all kinds of. I mean, Neath Ultimate has travel time, but Athena's like, "Hey, are you in danger? Give me a second," and then she just flies over there. And only the fact that if you are a character who has a slow or some kind of CC ability, you can prevent them from running outside the radius. And that drop down, if you build for magic damage or penetration, hits like a truck.
Yes.
I've been
Yeah.
I've been hit.
That is
I think I got
nice.
hit by one the other day for like 1600, where she dropped down on top of me and just boom, and all of a sudden I'm taunted and explosions and like dead, and it's she's a very strong character with a lot of good presence. I think she's very ban worthy and definitely strong pickup worthy, which also spreads out the tank situation. We have a very small top tier tank window and then a large plethora for depth after that. We have Guan Yu, Hades, Ares, all that, but it's pretty much just Sobek, Odin, Ymir, and then who am I missing? Bacchus. But Bacchus has been pushed down. It's Odin, Sobek, and Ymir right now, and then Bacchus a little bit towards the low top tier. But I think Athena's going to move into top tier, and that puts us, more availability for the picking stage.
they actually improved the targeting on our ult this patch, right?
Yes.
They made it more
and-
Yes,
visible.
so long
yes,
as
better.
all the global ults in that regard, and mine and Neath.
Well, no, I mean
Wait,
I said that wrong. Like the way it follows you is better.
Oh yeah, they improved
Well, they
that too.
fixed that,
It will travel with you until she lands,
Yes.
instead of wherever you happen to be at whatever time something happened. It was almost.
But
kind
the
of
targeting
random.
is nice though.
Yes, I love the improvements on the Neath targeting, because one of the hardest things
Indeed.
to do as an Neath ult was to be like, I'm all the way across the map. Which little dot is it that I'm supposed to hit? Which one has the less life? I can't tell because it's gray and it's really dark, and I'm just gonna pick the one that I think looks more dead, or looks
Which one's
squishy.
moving?
Yeah. So now it even comes up with a little icon, their health bar, their mana bar, all that stuff. Great. It's like obviously she has a scope on her bow.
So what you're saying is really Hi-Rez is spending a lot of time recently polishing the game.
Yes. I mean, they can be
can't
ready
ima-
for
why-
release.
yeah, why do you think they would do such a thing?
We're at what, 37 gods now?
Yeah, 37,
Yes.
and then once they reintroduce Wukong, it'd be 38, right?
And Chronos, if they're pushing it out that quick.
Yeah.
39.
That means we
know.
got like what, 4 weeks until release that they're speculating because they said 40.
Maybe. They may keep it at 40 for a little while, polish some more things, add in new content, and then release, instead of just releasing one state.
Introducing stats and focus.
Congratulations, guys! Release next week. Focus back in the game.
Exactly. All right, Dry. How much longer do you have to till you have to go? We don't want to make you
I
late
got
for your
seven
Good news,
minutes.
guys! We're
I'll get
reintroducing
you in a minute.
Focus!
Pretty much.
Cool. Don't let's keep you. If you would like
My
to call up
fa-
and
my
talk to
face
anybody,
went.
we have our Skype call-in line. You can just ring us up and we will answer it. First person to call will, of course, get through. Everybody else will be set into a queue, and Revel will be forced to hang up on you and type in like what order you're in or what junk like that.
What was Focus? Focus was like, I can't even explain. It's like
It was
most of the CCs in the game
yeah.
had base values, but the more focus you got, the stronger they got.
Yeah.
So
Think of
Ymir
it
would
as
have,
like a
say, like
utility
a
stat.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was, if you build
Ymir
focus,
would have like a 2-second stun, but with max focus, it went up to like 3, I think. So
Yeah, 3.5 seconds.
something like that.
So
Yeah.
like 3.5 seconds.
But
your
he
mirror
wouldn't be
stun
as
that did a
tanky.
lot of damage.
The thing they were trying to do was make you pick between utility and tankiness. So you couldn't build Ymir as he couldn't take everything and stun you forever. He would either stun you forever and die immediately, or he would, stay alive and stun you, and you would be able to run away after.
that was the intention.
That was the idea. It didn't work
but
out so well.
most of the items that were tanky gave you focus, so you'd have like a
Yeah.
3-second stun on Ymir.
Well, Focus
every time.
Amir was like, I'm gonna go start a family, and maybe when I get back, the stun is off.
Yeah, that is true. Same with a rap from Anubis. That lasted
was pretty bad.
so long.
And Bach got shafted by Focus.
Yep,
Uh,
he did.
So many horrible things.
Yeah.
I healed
yeah,
myself for 12.
Loki did too. Loki got screwed over pretty hard.
Artemis is though.
speaking of Artemis,
was
that
terrible.
Oh,
trap
those
range.
traps.
Yes.
Traps lasted like it's like, oh, I stepped in it. Okay, I'm fine.
Let me try.
I stepped,
get a
all right.
campfire.
What's going on?
It's like you stutter step for a second, like you make a hop and you're out of the trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time. All right.
I like that they added more range to Artemis's trap.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like
Throw
that.
it.
Yeah.
You
She's
throw
been working
traps.
out. She's been shot putting.
So does this
Yeah.
bring her back into the top tier of AD carries?
Somewhat, not really.
No.
The biggest problem about Artemis, she's good, and she's easily one of the highest DPS, raw DPS characters for ranged in the
Yep.
game, because you have the activation of her Steroid Vengeful Assault, and the fact that she has her passive for crit, which scales really well with Catalyst items like the Rage. The problem with Artemis is she's not like Neith or On her, who are very versatile and can fit into many lineups, or even Monkey
Yep.
was as well, where you can plop them in any lineup and they work. Artemis only works if you build around her, because she is, she's low mobility, she's very punishable, and especially with the new meta with jungles, if you're in the side lane 2v1 or even 2v2, it's very punishable for a mid or a jungle to rotate over, and you'll see that a lot in high level play. A lot of heavy rotations and early on, especially if they have a Thor jungle where you have to constantly be staring at the clouds in fear, or the Apollo from the middle lane or the side lane, anything like that. Artemis, you have to build around her, and there's only a small subset of team comps that work with Artemis, and no team really wants to pigeonhole themselves into that situation where you have to build, like, you need strong CC, you need a lot of mobility, you need a lot of defense, you need like really hard, like bolstering around her in order for her to work, and you don't have a lot of freedom to pick other characters when you're picking Artemis, just because like she's so limited. But if you have like On her, Neith, or especially Apollo, On her and Apollo especially, it's very easy to build anything you want around them because they're so versatile, they don't really need anyone to help them.
Yeah, basically, Artemis needs a constant protector.
She needs her handheld.
Yeah, and
Tusky should be permanent.
to the people in chat asking, should her boar be immortal? I think it's kind of a moot point. It doesn't really matter all that much, honestly.
Late game it does, like late game.
Yeah,
You
late,
get one
late,
crit,
late
Yeah,
game.
waves die from random AoE.
Yeah, but beyond that, like all the way up until the very, very end when people are fully build. And your
It
boar
will make
isn't
her
gonna.
ult combination better now that she can throw traps.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
you
when
can be Pokemon Master.
it was actually kind of funny because when I first read that about the traps, I thought it made her trap bigger, not that she could throw it.
Oh,
And so I was like, oh my god, she's got like a 35-foot trap that's like, I could block the whole lane.
It grabs you from the outside and pulls you.
Yeah, it's like, this is
Oh, yeah.
great. They're like stretchy fingers. So here's a question that I kind of like, is what style of god, carry, support, brawler, etc., do you think would you like to see added to the game? What do you think we're lacking in?
Support.
Melee.
I would like to see another total support, like Athena. Not Athena, Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something, even though she's really fucking, she can melt your face if she does it right. But
I mean, I'd kind of want to see like a super heavy CC support.
Isis.
Like Ymir?
Well,
Ymir?
I mean, more like stun lock / silence. Stun and silence more instead of slows. I mean, Isis kind of fits that bill, but
Oh,
I would kind of like to see more of a buff style support. That would support allies with like attack speed buffs, maybe HP 5, that kind of thing. Like if you've ever played Sona from League, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want something that's more pure support that you're literally just trying to hold somebody above. Drybear, what do you get before you have to run away?
I'm gonna take off right now, actually.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Drybear.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Cooper.
And thank you, Cooper. You have to run too to go buy a house.
Yep.
Or an
Yes, I do.
Because
wait, did he just say go buy a house?
yeah, he likes to buy a house in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, happy
Shady.
birthday! If you didn't get to it last
Very
time,
casual thing.
happy late birthday, Coop.
Yeah, happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Cooper.
Magister, I'll miss you.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Don't run away.
Bon
All right,
voyage.
see you later.
See chat.
All right,
See
we
world.
have a caller online.
Let me fix these overlays as soon as I get off.
Yeah.
What is your question, sir?
I have to.
Yep. Do it. Are you there?
Can you hear us?
Maybe.
When?
Phantom, are you there?
Yeah, since the Joust map has been changed, do you think other the other maps will be changed?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
They've already pretty much confirmed
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've confirmed they were working on a new conquest map and they messed it up. So
They found a bug, so they're gonna fix the bug and then put it out.
it. Hopefully next
Hopefully
week, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, along with Chronos. That's exciting.
so we get a new map, a new god. We get Danger Beeper
Yes.
running
Danger
Reddit,
Beeper.
and yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, I mean, how awesome is Danger Beeper running Reddit? That's all we gotta ask.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
he's so awesome that if you click on his name,
Thanks.
all you see is deleted
You're
posts.
welcome.
Basically,
In case you ever want to know where your deleted post went, just click on Alakai's name and you can read the whole thing. It's all there.
Danger Beeper
Danger
is the
Beeper.
man that deletes all of your stuff.
no, we have
You're
like
dry. Who's
blame
listening
him.
to Truck
we've been
Fan?
building a mod team to do that, so we can go.
So you
delete
can
all of
distribute the
them.
crap.
Yep, so we can distribute the deleting.
Well, hello, Mr. Asian Kid. How are you?
We have a
Was
caller
that
online.
racist or was that actually
No, it's his name.
Hello.
Oh, okay. His name is actually
my.
Asian.
Do you think they would add
Maybe.
I'm gonna go with a definite sure, possibly.
What would they add?
like a new hybrid god?
Yes,
Ooh.
I do think they will.
I'm sure they will.
It's just a matter of time.
Probably.
I mean, because really, who doesn't want a 80 melee range support?
Like Freya?
Yeah. 80
Yeah.
melee
The only
range
problem
support.
is we have
So
really bad
magic.
itemization for it. Kali was originally hybrid, but they changed that.
All right,
Y-
thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I missed hybrid Kali.
Really?
Yeah. Hybrid Kali was cool.
So, no.
Mr. R. Kelly's 123. What are your thoughts on Aphrodite and her inability to cancel her link, her kiss thing? What do you think that? Why do you think that they haven't fixed that?
That she can't cancel it?
They'd have to give her an extra button. That's like the only way they could do that, pretty much.
Because you can't. If you cast it on somebody, how are you going to cancel it? I mean, you can't right click.
Why would you
then you'd
want
have
to cancel it?
I mean, that's a big question. The cancel is getting out of range. That's how you cancel it.
I mean,
You
why
just-
would you want to cancel it?
I don't
Sometimes
understand it.
Aphrodite is better by herself. If she's being chased and somebody's being an idiot and running the other way, you can't use your two. So you could cancel that way, maybe, and it would help out. But they would really have to add another button for that.
So can't you just stun the person?
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much turn around, stun them, and get away anyway.
Well, people have leaps.
I don't know. I mean, it might be interesting to cancel it, but I agree. They'd have to add some other thing.
Well, Mr. Hellshoot asks, there are time and day stands in the game files. What do you think of that?
There's
Oh,
what?
I'd love that.
What
Thing
would
is,
you-
I've been playing like Dota 2 a whole bunch. I
Day
love
and nights.
that.
Oh, day and night.
Certain guys would be better in day, certain guys would be better at night.
I think it's really
think
interesting.
it would be cool, but
They're not going to be as good,
it's not
good
gonna be
as
very-
the gods who are good all the time.
It's not going to be very
Yeah.
welcomed, I guess. You're going to have
Oh,
a very
it's
rough
gonna be
I
start.
would
awesome.
love to see something like Night Stalker from Dota 2. That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
Like Jablanque, like his ult could, last longer at night, or like,
Maybe,
guaranteed stun or something like that. You get stuff like that. I don't know. I think it'd be awesome, but I'm not sure how well people would take to it, since it's definitely one of the harder mechanics, and it's a lot more burden of knowledge and all that.
I want to answer Sawow's question, which is, do you think that Smite will ever have an actual single player? No. Just no.
Well,
Wait, we have a single player now?
No,
there
it's
was
like-
some data
that can
mine
be
stuff
modded
that's
or
not
have a
exactly
free world.
Single player.
I mean,
What
the
was
best
the-
thing you can do if you want to have a single player Smite is build your own. Just
Yeah.
use UDK and pull out the game files and put them in and just make it work. But yeah, I mean, pretty much it's the tutorial. The jungle practice. Other than that, there's now single player being, do you want to play with all bots? I think that'll come eventually. You'll eventually get Conquest with 5 bots and 4 bots. 4 for you and then 5 for the other team. So you can just, that would be nice. I would like to do that because it'd be a great way to get people in who have no idea about the game. For me, it's a great thing to throw my kids into because it's like, I don't want you to irritate everybody else. Play against the bots, stuff like that. Throw in my 6-year-old to play that way.
Yeah, we need a better robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Although those guys are awesome at juking. God, they keep doing that
Yeah.
whole.
Fnatic, in answer to your question, we already have a Magic Bruiser.
Yeah.
Athena.
Ymir?
Ymir, he could be Magic Bruiser.
I wouldn't really count him as a bruiser.
I consider
Man,
Guan a
that's
magic
easy.
bruiser.
He
Guan
has
is
a
probably
giant
bruiser.
club and he hits people
Yeah,
with
Guan
it.
could
That's
be
gonna
Magic
bruise.
Bruiser.
No.
If you build Anubis right, he could be Magic Bruiser.
Oh, yeah, Guan's definitely a magic bruiser.
I actually have no idea what they're going to do with the new Wukong. I'm very curious to what they're going to do. Is he going to be another assassin like the previous Wukong was, or what?
I don't know.
Last patch Nub Salsa, yes. It pretty much was a must. Not quite sure with
Yeah,
this
sure.
patch. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just the fact that it's new and it has so much potential
Yeah.
for throwing off the enemy team, I'd do it just for that. Because if you have them on the defensive most of the beginning of the game, that's an advantage for you anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you're not gaining massive levels, you just get a benefit from that. So I'd do it. If they weren't, I'd be like, yeah. And your lane comp supported it? Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Take them off balance. Make them play badly. Make them force mistakes. Win the game. I don't see anything wrong with this.
Yes, Revenger 56. That's what I was saying. I think they will eventually make a conquest that's 5v5 with you playing the single only person that's versus bots, and then of course they'll add
on your
to where you
team.
can play with your friends against bots, like a competitive or a co-op mode. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. Co-op versus bots, of course, will be there. And do I think that they will ever be able to break up the tank trinity of Bacchus, Ymir, Sobek? Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
It'll
Athena,
definitely happen sooner or later.
I think Athena's a good one to break that up right now because her
Yes. She's
taunt-
definitely strong.
But I think part of it is part of this question I think has to do with I mean, supports though. So I mean, more tanks might be introduced that are more powerful than them, but I don't think supports will. At least unless they nerf tanks really hard, I don't know if supports will ever be more viable.
Well, it
Well, I
depends
mean,
on
if
what
you
the
look at it
support
right
can
now,
do.
all tanks are pretty much supports.
Yeah,
The way they're at right now.
exactly.
So,
But that's the thing. Like the tanks put out just as much CC, but they're tanky. Supports right now, sure they put out some pretty good, healing and supporting, but they're too squishy.
Do we think there'll be any kind of anti-carry? Actually, that one I think you would like to ask of Bart on Wednesdays.
Yes,
on DS side.
anti-carries.
Yeah.
There are anti-carries.
For starters, he
I
knows
mean-
a ton about Dota, and he was have any suggestions. I think he's mentioned that they're like, maybe, it's a possibility. Unfortunately, a lot of the times when you ask Bart questions, it's kind of the
I'm not
maybe,
allowed.
maybe not. He's
What's
got
going
to
on?
give
I
or
just
the I
work
don't
here.
know.
I don't
Or
know.
There's a lot of stuff that
I
they
know,
can't
but I
say.
can't tell you. That's another common one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the information I have is like a month old and may or may not even be legitimate.
That too.
It happens. Hey, why don't we throw up some of the image since this is our 100th
yeah.
episode? Let's throw up some of those images of
Well,
our early stuff,
While we're
so they
taking
can see
questions.
how much it hasn't
Yeah,
progressed.
just saying, some of these questions that are really, really specific, we're probably not going to be able to answer.
Yeah.
But some of them we can, or some of them we can just say stuff.
Like Skittle aspect, I'm gonna say something to you right now. Maybe. Okay.
Well, like,
Valgrade,
like,
I don't think so. I don't think the redesign should be on their top of their priority because people want to play new gods. Like
Game polish should be near the top of their priority, which
Yeah.
I do believe they're doing.
polish should be at the top of their priority. Yeah. So
Hey, look,
basically,
there we are,
here's what we're
like-
gonna do while we're taking these questions. Also, this
We're gonna throw off like.
we're gonna throw off everybody's
Why don't you
train
just
of
put
thought.
us like small right down here?
because it's more fun this way.
Oh no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Jerk. There you go.
We'll put
Off
us
the
right
left.
there.
Why do you have that up again?
Because the last time we did it, there weren't so many people here. So this is one of our episodes back
Way
with,
back when. So
with-
this is episode 100, guys. We've been doing this for like a year and a half, and
Yep.
it makes me sad thinking about. That's how I used to look, like healthy.
I look great. What are you talking about? I still look great. I look better than I did then.
I look
You
healthy.
look sickly and
Your
terrible.
hair doesn't look like crabgrass.
Oh, you can go to hell, boy. So, God, you're terrible.
So you
Oh,
guys
where
see
did the
Vaniel in the
bandana
chat.
go?
That's him in the top right.
Is Vaniel in the chat?
Yeah. No, he was earlier.
That bastard. Yes, as you can see here, we have Four-Court Jester, Phantom Lord, Dyrus.
This is
and
when we did
Vaniel
League of
Mage. This is
Legends.
when we did League of Legends.
Yeah.
We were working with Absolute Legends and MOBA Champions and Borderland Gaming, of course.
Mm-hmm. So
And
let's
so-
go on to the next one.
dude, I miss Demon with bandana.
I know,
don't- I
right?
don't.
I miss my
Where
bandana.
did it go?
Where did it go? It's in the
Did
house
you have
somewhere.
it at PAX?
No, I didn't bring it to PAX this year.
I felt like you had something at your head. Or
Demon, are you
PAX.
going to QuakeCon this year?
No.
No.
No. I'm going apparently. So-
Apparently.
apparently.
So you didn't know about it. Someone's just like, you're coming to QuakeCon.
Yeah.
What will they do to make Bastet more viable? There's lots of options in the air. It's just a question of what could it be?
Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, he does look like Louis Anderson.
Yeah, he
Should
does.
there be
That
a
is a good one.
Hermes? I think yes. I'd love to see Hermes.
Oh yeah, I've wondered why they haven't done him already. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the next one, you jerk. That's Chowster.
Oh yeah, Chalster. Look at that.
Yeah.
God, look at me. What the fuck?
I don't know, but we were like super close to the camera that day.
Yeah, we were.
Jesus
What
Christ.
are your opinions on the whole Hoonbots and Sun Wukong deal?
I'm
I
actually
think it's good.
very. I don't really
You're
like the
just
fact
kinda
that
meh?
they did it.
I don't know. I
Well-
think that's cool because now they can make Sun Wukong closer to the actual lore. Like,
Exactly.
like someone said that something about stealth, like how he was like a trickster, basically.
He
You
is
know.
a trickster, but he's more humanoid in his lore and very fierce. and
Yeah.
not
So
quite a Joker.
I think it'll be kind of really cool what we start to see with the new kit.
I suppose.
Ooh, show this one. Yeah.
Let's just hat person, Phantom Lord.
Yeah, but it has Pro Circuit on it. Makes this look cool.
Psh. That was cool.
Like this, back in the time when we actually cared about our overlays. And...
You know what? Screw you. This is when I had people making overlays for me. Thank you. This is a special.
Probably Skittle. Probably.
I think when Bart like hovered over Kronos, there's a picture of it somewhere that it said like support magic tank basically. So we might be able to see some of those, support type cooldown things. I mean, we'll see.
I'm kind of hoping he's not a humanoid either, because like his little portrait is just a little ball of stuff. It looks like.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool to have just like a little wavy thing of time, maybe.
And here up here we have where Shushay was joining us from the dark.
Yes, because Shushay is obviously European. He likes to join us from the depths of his bed whenever he was on.
Yeah.
It was always very fun.
Yeah, he was a very interesting character.
The first time we had him on was 2 weeks after my youngest son was born, and after the show, Shushay was like, "Why don't you guys just stay out with me? Because it's like 5:30 a.m. So why don't you stay up with me till it's early enough so I can go take a shower and just be up for the day?" I think, okay, we'll stay up. Whatever. We'll just have fun. And Shushay and my youngest son got in a hiccup contest. It was hilarious. I wish I had recorded it, but it was freaking adorable. It was like the baby was hiccuping, and then Shushay go. It was just one of those days. But now we're doing.
What do you think of the new branching shop? Do you think the customization
additions will make the game require more thought now, and is that a good thing?
I like it. I don't think it'll take much
I like
more
it as
thought.
well.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's just actually I think it takes less thought because, well, maybe not less thought, but
you've got more choices depending on how you want to build, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, being able to build more specifically to what you're going for is always something that you would like to do.
Yeah, I'd like more customization in general.
Yeah,
it's harder at the beginning to get used to it, but I think it's worth it.
Do you think Smite is becoming too much like Dota?
Yes.
No.
Wait.
How would it ever become too much like Dota? Because I mean,
I thought we were top-down isometric.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, this is my disappearing head episode.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
See?
It is.
No
This
head.
is the Christmas episode. 2 years ago now.
Dude, we had snow. Look, it's frosting on the top. See, look. We were cool. Yeah. I had a lot of fun that episode with a no head.
Yeah.
Like it just disappeared. Very entertaining.
We were joined by Atlanta from Team Goose. If
Team
anybody
Goose?
knows that.
Nope.
What is your opinion on late game team fights?
What about them? I mean, like,
I like them.
They're cool. They're very quick, oftentimes.
They're always fun.
Late game team
you could
fights.
pull off some hilarious stuff if you're a bruiser.
Awesome. Yep. And yeah.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah. Like Demon saw what I was doing, like 3v1.
Yeah.
Hercules. It's always
It was
hilarious.
I was having a discussion
A
about
god of your choice in the game, who would it be? I think I'd have to pick Morpheus, the god or the Greek god of sleep, or is it Roman? I don't know.
Orpheus?
But I think it's Roman.
Oh.
I know it's god of sleep, but I think it'd be cool to have sleep mechanics, have him as a support.
Don't we already have those? It's like the mesmerize.
I guess.
Not really.
I think that's a mesmerize, not a sleep. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
how would sleep be different? It's a stun that you get knocked out of by damage.
Well, I mean, it's just wording. So.
There we go.
Oh God, what is this?
This is like episode 10.
Episode 10.
Want to see episode 10? That was amazing.
Yeah.
Back in my living room.
Opinion on the new wards.
And that's my house behind me.
Yes, it is your house behind you because you're not at my house.
I think it kind of needed to be done.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
Because
it adds more depth to the game, and at the same time provides a greater heat sink, gold sink. For,
We need more heat sinks.
more heat sinks. Make the gameplay better.
Make it smoother, obviously.
Make raw impotent.
It's something that you can spend money on that will improve the game. It will improve your game and team play. Something that definitely, if everybody's putting their pitching into it, then it will work out better for everyone on the team because you'll know where the opposing team is. It'll make your rotations better. It'll make all your group ups. When people say group up and the map's all warded and you see a bunch of them over towards the left side, well, he's not talking about grouping up over on the right side. Maybe he's talking about grouping up with a fire giant, but it encourages a lot better team play.
Exactly, because if you make one person buy all the wards that are needed now, they are going to be extremely underfarmed and have no items. So it encourages the rest of the team to help pitch in and buy wards.
Yeah.
So
Pitch in.
I think it was a good
buy
change.
ward. Really, buy wards, guys. Just throw them around. Isn't
Buy
it-
wards.
Just something. One ward.
Wards are good.
One ward.
They are good. So Merciless Skull asks, I've personally noticed the original boots of the Magi not being bought at all due to the new CDR version, of course. Do you think they'll remove the unused items? No.
No.
Upgrade them?
No.
No. Change the preferred item?
Maybe.
Change the preferred item to which you would prefer? Possibly. Why they won't change them is for the same reason that we've done in a lot of different gods. Like, for instance, when Driver was pointing out the fact that Odin hasn't been changed, but suddenly he's an awesome tier of god.
Yeah, he hasn't been changed
Because
at all.
people figured out or did some math here or did something there, and they're like, oh my god, this works out great. Somebody will at some point realize that magical penetration is better than CDR or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a case-by-case basis, and you gotta realize that the item just came out, so everyone's trying to try it out and trying to, play with the new item, so...
Here's a question for you, Demon.
Really? What
From
is it?
Oderish. About the casual.
The casual tournament on Saturday. There's 10 NA teams and 2 EU teams. I'm one of the EU teams, and we really want this to work. Maybe changing one of the tournaments into Friday. It gains more popularity in the EU scene.
Is Friday a thing in the
Is
EU?
Friday better for EU than Saturday?
Do they have to work on Saturday?
I don't know. I mean, it's at the same...
I thought they were all Saturday and Sunday.
Well, most people.
I don't know. Have you ever been to the EU?
No, I haven't.
I haven't. I haven't been I haven't worked there, so I really can't say for sure. I mean, I guess we could ask our team who lives there.
Basically, well, what I need to do, I thought I did tell Spray. And I need to get on top of telling the other teams to join it as well. Like a lot of the EU teams that I do it. But, oh, you work on Saturday, Sunday. That sucks. Good much.
Thank you.
But yeah, basically,
Dim some good.
any
nuts.
help we can get advertising
Good
the
nuts,
casual tournament would be awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, there's really no place we have that we can really talk about the casual. Not like we have one of the EU admins who constantly tells the casters and stuff things to say. So
I don't tell them things to say. I just tell them what game's coming up next.
I know, but I mean, it's not like we have someone who could say, "Hey, could you mention this to them?" Who I was on their Skype and they talk to them a lot. Maybe if we had someone on the team who could, promote it.
Yeah, cocoa roasted almonds.
Dude, look, the top's gone.
Is it?
Do you think in
cool.
more or less serious play, characters with no movement abilities are a liability, and is this a problem in the meta? I mean, Ra, Anubis, Artemis, Arachne are rarely seen in competitive play, for example, or not at all.
Yeah. Well, Ra's pretty... He's got his speed.
Yeah, he's gotten
Artemis-
way better.
Ra's always on and off,
Yeah.
whether people pick him or not.
I do think
The light
people... what it'll boil down to is as people get better with the different gods, people will pick up the ones with lower movement because they don't... Think about having that jump, dash, whatever, is it gives them an easy escape.
Or a hard escape, depending on the particular jump, movement, or dash.
It gives them an out, a oh crap button. So people like having that option. Now,
And now that you have
when
Blink,
somebody is...
Bing.
Yeah, Blink might change that a little bit. Hadn't really yet.
Well, Blink gives you
if there was
in.
a way to give them a flash... Yeah, I mean, Blink could
gives
be...
you an in.
But people are more worried
And
about
jump
escapes.
gives you an out. So if you were using your jump for an in, and you're using a god that doesn't have that, you just get Blink. It's roughly the same distance as most of the jumps in the game. Granted, it's on a much, much longer cooldown, but
Yeah.
I mean, really, how often are you jumping on your opponent?
Ooh.
What
Who do
question-
you think is the most useless god? The god that needs to be changed the most, and why?
Let's see. I'd go with... Golly. I would have said Wukong for a while, but I mean, it's, I guess, the one I don't like to play the most. Arachne, maybe.
Maybe.
Not useless.
I do think there could be some tweaks to Arachne's ult. That definitely needs to happen.
Yeah, that really does.
I mean,
I
Like,
almost agree
why
with
is that
Kali.
harder to hit than Sobek's pull?
yeah, it is.
Like, there's some that should not be. The amount of lead-in time of that ability starting is
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Like, really, guys, that long?
And you still need to be able to pull yourself to walls.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe make it
Yeah.
half the cooldown. You can pull yourself to things.
it's really short already.
Huh.
For an ultimate, it's the shortest cooldown one.
Yeah, I know it's the shortest cooldown for an ultimate, but it's still like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but it's a really
Yeah.
long distance.
Not any. Alec, it's not longer than the like average ult of anything, is it? It's like your average
The
spell
pull?
length. Yeah.
No, I think it's.
Or is it longer like a raw ult sized? It's not
I
raw.
think it's raw.
No.
Really? I think it is. Maybe not.
It's not
I
quite
think
raw.
it's.
It's about 2/3.
It's
of raw.
longer than auto attack. It's around 70. I don't know if it's longer.
Do I think Kronos will be a big cuckoo clock? No, I do not. I'm kind of hoping for it because
No.
I would love to see a grandfather clock run around with a bird that goes, bow, bow. That's all he
Oh,
does.
then you know all the league players would come in screaming zillion.
Well, yeah, that's of course what would
Yeah.
happen. But it would be, cuckoo, cuckoo, every time he punches you. That'd be annoying as
That
hell.
would be kind of awesome.
That would be
That
kind of
would be
awesome, but
kinda-
it'd be like Cupid's little doing,
Go,
doing,
dude,
doing,
dude. Instead of go,
cuckoo, motherfucker. But
And-
yeah,
and then it'll
please,
make you coffee.
everybody that would love to play in the casual tournament, we would love to have you. We're running it off of Denial Esports. We are hosting it
Yes.
there. We want everybody to play. It's open. We're keeping the pros out. So it's more for the community to play in. Once the tournament is done over these 2 days in the week, we're going to build a league out of that. So for 2 weeks after this tournament, we're going to play in a league system where we play during the week. And so we'll organize some games. We're making it, you want to play 2 games during each week. So there's 2 weeks, so a total of 4 games. And then at the end of that, we'll play another tournament for the fun of it. So I want to see how this works, see how well it does during the week is mostly the biggest key. Because I want to get more content during the week. Because the only thing that happens during the week now is scrims. And what would be a better time for new and upcoming teams than to get shown on Monday Night Smite, Tuesday Night Smite, Wednesday Night Smite, the games of the week. And so we do casting of the games from EU time, casting of the games NA time, so there would be like 2 to 4 games a day. And it'd be tons of content. I mean, how often would it be to just, be like, all right, it's lunchtime at work, so I'm going to go watch the EU games. Yeah, that'd be great. I
Yeah.
love it.
And we'd have constant viewers because always lunchtime somewhere.
Yeah, it's always lunchtime. somewhere.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And to answer your question, VG Zilix, I'm guessing that's how you say it. Yes, most of the staff from BLG has transferred over to Denial.
Yes,
And-
Correct.
In fact,
Yes.
the vast majority of the staff from
Exactly. There are a few who did not really like the change and decided not to.
Alakite.
But,
Dude, Alakite stopped being on BLG
Yeah,
staff.
I mean,
like,
Alakite just kind of disappeared.
5
from BLG.
months ago.
I disappear randomly.
Dude, you're always on Reddit.
I know. That's my job. That's what I have to sit and do all day is make sure to
And you
remove all your
record
posts.
music for 11-year-old girls.
What?
Oh, sorry. That's your other side gig.
yes,
Oh,
we're looking at Dawngate. We're actually going to be streaming that tomorrow on the Denial TV channel.
Dawngate. Tell
We
me
have been
about
looking at Dawngate.
Dawngate. Tell me what it is.
Dawngate
MOBA.
is awesome.
It's pretty much exactly like League, except for the fact that there is 2 lanes. You have 4 control points, and it's like a combination of Conquest.
Their
and...
item system is vastly different
Oh,
from
it
League,
is.
though.
It's vastly different.
Yes.
But I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
items though, and you have you don't
But
have.
that's a huge part of the game. That's what the game's centered around, is items.
I know, but if you want to go for straight up controls, like straight up, I load up the game. I'm walking
Okay, controls,
around,
yes, they're
it's
similar.
exactly the same. You have 4 spells, you have consumables, you have right clicking to cast spell. It looks, same targeting indicator type things. It's just the game style is different, and the menu, the options to buy stuff is different. How they run stuff is different. Like they go with haste, power, and what?
Yeah.
Magic. Different things like that.
So it's like blueberry flavored League. Different.
Poster. What kind of poster you got
I
in the
don't know.
background?
The way it plays, the controls, like, Q, W, E, R, and clicking and stuff, it's all the same as League. But the way the game plays feels different at the same time. So it's kind of in a class of its own as far as MOBAs go.
So I want to ask the viewers stuff. What do you think we should do to improve the show? What would you guys like to see more of, less of,
I think
etc.?
we need an animated overlay.
An animated overlay? You mean
That'd be
an
nice.
animated overlay, kind of like, say, this?
Yeah, just like that.
Let me get rid of the
I like that demon machine part.
Truth or dare? Wait.
like that. Idea side. Esports web show.
Yeah. See, just that little bit. I don't know where you'd put us, but figure it out. Like,
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, an animated overlay would be nice. I just have to think of what to animate.
the overlay.
Obviously.
Question: do you think the tweak to Poseidon's whirlpool has been a good/effective change? To be honest, I have not been able to really test that out yet, so I could not tell you.
Neither could I.
Yeah.
All for you.
But I am all for nerfing the pool on it, because that thing was stupid.
I agree.
Yeah. If you added another slow on top of Gem of Isolation, like, let's say, Ymir's Ice Path, or his ult, for that matter, it pretty much turned into Hades' ult, and you could not walk out of it.
It's
Yeah.
good times. Be like, oh look,
I don't know if that's changed with this change to the way it pools, but I hope it did.
that pool's so strong.
Yeah.
So strong. So good. So much fun.
Yes, Mr. VGzilla. Actually, what I can do is another thing that I wanted to put out there to the community, which I need to start it up, is have any of you guys heard of Gamebox? If not, I want to invite you to the Smite one of the Gamebox, which will be a great way to get pub games going. Nice way to meet up with new people and have a voice communication that's public, free, and easy to use.
And if you make an account now, you get a free 200 slot server for life. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
You can make one.
Yes.
You can make one for
for
free.
every
And
account
it's
that you
fully
have.
customizable as far as
Yep.
layout.
So that's the one that I made. I made the Smite one. So it's basically a giant Smite server. It's got 200 slots. I do encourage everyone to grab that lovely link and download it and join me on there and hang out, whatever.
And I have Club Zero, which is a music hangout. Gamebox. So.
Great way to, I mean, it's much more exciting to hang out in a VoIP like this because it's basically Mumble. It's just a gamer's version of Mumble. And
Exactly.
it's
a persistent,
Better quality.
Oh yeah, better quality, persistent sign-on Mumble.
Yeah, there's no, you log in through via proxy, I guess, so there's maybe a little more lag time between talking, but it doesn't expose your IP and that kind of crap.
There's no more
So-
lag
Yes,
time.
and it is beta, so it may crash here or there, but once again, it's beta.
Right.
So
And 200 slot free server. Who
Yeah,
can complain?
200
200
slot
slot free server. How
for
can you
life.
get better than that?
Like, you just get a free 200 slot free server. Funny thing, you have to be invited. So, yeah.
Mhm.
We're
I
not
mean-
giving you invites, we're just telling you it exists and you can't use it.
No, I gave them the invite.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
the link is.
Yeah. That's what the link is. Yeah, it gives them an invite, lets them download it, and add the server to their favorites.
Heck
Yep.
yeah. That's a really cool thing about Gamebox is you can link someone, like basically say, click here, install this, and it automatically like sets up that server for you. That's really cool. I really like that feature. It would be like, hey, join me on my, Gamebox channel. Here's the link. You download it and voila. There they are.
There you go.
I see hell shooting there. The question: what do you think of Hi-Rez's objective to introduce official jungling? Is it succeeding? Could it be improved? I think it's doing all right, and yes, it needs to be improved. One thing they
It
need
needs
to
to be
do
improved.
is get rid of the 4 entrances into mid lane and make it 2. Just one from each side that comes out into the middle of mid lane.
No.
Yes.
That means
that's-
there's only 2 exits.
But that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's more of, I mean, it's more going towards the traditional, but it's proven to work. So
Yeah.
don't fix what ain't broke, right?
Or don't break what isn't fixed.
I mean, the problem is if you get anywhere away from your tower, the jungler's just going to come in and eat you. Literally,
Yeah.
sometimes.
And as for the jungling, I believe I've seen from multiple people that the jungle will be getting bigger with this map change to Conquest.
Yes.
So
Because that is
That will
something that
change
needed
things.
to be done.
Yeah, because the current map is not designed for jungling, really.
In fact, it's designed to
It's the opposite
actively encourage not to jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was definitely made for the stay in lane, go get buffed, go back to lane, go get buffed, go back to lane.
you can tell that by how the buffs are designed and all that other stuff.
Do I think Hunbat's ult is too strong? Yes, I do. I just outright, I can't take
Well,
that.
Humbats was like 5 levels above you and super
I
fed.
don't care!
So.
The fact
He was
that his
doing-
ultimate by itself took 2/3 of my health.
The fact that
because-
his ultimate took 2/3 of your health, you should not be complaining about him. You would be complaining about Poseidon, Ra, and every other
Yes,
magic
but Poseidon
carry.
and Raz, they take a second to happen.
No,
and
they
Raz
really
is a skill
don't.
shot. He has to hit me for starters. I mean, Wukong's is just like, you're near me, you're dead. And that was annoying as hell because he feared me, then he overhand smashed me.
anymore.
Yes, Hunbots, whatever.
You can't
All right.
complain about an ultimate being strong. Complain about
And the
something
other
else.
part of that-
He started off killing me with his ultimate, so
Well,
that's
he was
the problem.
5 levels above you.
No, this was when we were even levels, and he started off killing me with his ultimate.
Well, you should have built differently.
There's
It was
another part
like-
of that question, though.
Level 5. That was the question.
Do you
was,
think
do I
that
think it's too strong?
Naja
I
is no
said yes.
longer a top-notch jungle?
Is he no longer a top-notch jungle?
I don't see why that would have changed.
Yeah, I mean, there's always Nezha, which is better.
Hopefully not. I hate Neja, but
Of course
that's
you do.
The one
Anybody,
thing that happened was
anybody
a boost
who
to the attack speed. I mean, they should still be a very viable jungle, and their ganking potential is huge.
Well, Pie Manor, to answer how I keep my beard neatly trimmed, it takes months between trimmings to come up with this.
To answer your question of how I keep my beard neatly trimmed, I have a cheap trimmer, and I shave here, here, and here, and that works out pretty well.
Yeah, about once a month I kind of trim up this area, shave under here.
No. See, he does
And
it wrong.
then
You should
just
do it
go-
once every 3 days. Shave where you know your hair doesn't grow in very thick, so it'll grow in very nice everywhere else.
No, I like the redneck look, like the Duck
course you
Dynasty
do.
style.
Dude, you don't go outside.
I don't. I mean, I sit in front of a webcam, which is that worse or better than going outside?
It's kind of worse.
Kind of worse.
But
Granted,
kinda
webcams
better.
take years off of you. I mean, I'm not gonna.
No, you look
For
pretty
instance,
much like that.
Alakite looks like he's about 14, but you know when we finally saw him
Dude,
in real life, he
looked
more.
like 14.
This is true.
He
Although,
looked like a tall 14,
yeah,
but he looked 14.
he was a lot taller than I suspected.
Yeah.
He is the same height I am, and that was shocking.
Yeah, it's like meeting like a creepy tall 14-year-old boy.
God.
This isn't my room, Saf. This is a storage room. This just happens to be where my computer is.
In storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raken.
This
I'm
is
pretty
stored
sure
in
I
the back
got
of the
you in a
house.
random CS:GO game the other day. Except then
Yes,
you
you did.
disconnected.
She's been
That's
playing
kinda
CSGO.
sad. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, that was bad. Wait, why?
And Raken wants me to be on the show more often. I'm up for it.
I'm cool with
With
that.
that voice, man. You just
Yeah.
you just
Wait,
provide-
who is this? Alakite and who?
Oh, fine then, Revel.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you kidding? We like your mic with the little blue LED on it.
I know. Isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a woman's shaver.
Seriously, that bug just flew in my face. He almost flew in my mouth.
It's a bug. Protein.
Oh,
Not when I inhale
I'm
it.
How else are you going to get protein from it?
Not when I inhale it. I don't think I get good protein through my lungs versus digestion.
It'll come back out of the lungs and then down the throat.
Well,
Don't you
now
do
that
it,
I will
Reagan.
consider this episode officially done, what do we want to do now?
I think we should show more of our past episodes.
oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to you guys. I don't want to see it. It depresses me. I look at me now, I'm like, damn. I look like I'm going to die.
Ludicrously pro.
I know. It looks bad. I'm like, I thought I was eating enough. Apparently not. Oh, well.
Um.
I want more people to get on the
Look,
game
can't
box.
see chat,
Is what I
can't
want to do.
buzz. What is your favorite voice
Yes.
pack?
Ooh, favorite voice pack? Neath.
Favorite voice
She's
pack?
so hot.
Cupid.
No, Neath is annoying. Cupid's annoying too.
Cupid. Yeah.
Chewbacca wants me to go into random games and play against Hunsbat's ulties.
I'm a real boy.
I love you too, Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Why you got to do this to me, huh?
Wait, is that
also,
like Jew
please
Santa?
don't forget to follow the channel.
That's what I was thinking.
Follow me on YouTube, stuff like that, or Twitter. Mostly Twitter. That's the most useful thing I use. But as it says down in the corner, everything that I do is the Demon Machine. So, like, if you find anything Demon Machine, that's me.
That's not necessarily
saying.
true, but it's probably true.
Okay.
True.
We'll go with that.
What if I found Demon Machine brand shoes? Would those be yours?
Yes,
Okay,
they would.
It's Demon Machine TM.
there you go. Wagner.
Not
What you doing
not just
here?
DEMON. It's got to be DEA.
So I have a question here. Question: do you think the meta of the solo lane is set to stay? If not, what do you think will they do? I think we already have one solo lane, so you're gonna have to be a little more specific. I'm assuming you mean the jungle solo lane. And I'm gonna say with maybe. I think their goal is to make it optional.
I think what we're going to see in the future is 1-2-1. You're going to have one mid or two mid and one on each side lane.
Because that would
Yeah.
actually suck a lot and be horribly boring.
Why?
What are you gonna do with two people mid if you only have two entrances and exits to the middle lane?
They have a nice battle like you did in the past times on the side lanes.
So really what you're saying is 4 of the players are going to play an ARAM, and everyone else is going to run around. All right.
But it makes it
that
it makes it for easy controlling of both lanes because you got both people mid. There's not this one guy way over in the left lane all by himself or the right lane.
Hey, I just got 202 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up from 201 or up from 0?
Up from, like, none.
Nice.
That would be 0.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess.
I'm glad it updated.
I know. People actually like my
Ooh, it's
stuff.
pink.
Why is that?
Oh, go fund yourself.
Spray phone almost has 700 views. Spray phone.
Spray phone.
The spray phone.
Rebel, have you heard spray phone?
I haven't heard the spray phone.
I
Maybe I
guess
did.
not.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Maybe you should link it in chat.
Although I do really request. I would love for you guys to finally let me break the 400 mark on Twitter. I'm at 395.
You see
5
what
more
Raken
people.
put? Do you have an answer to Raken's question?
Tuga, don't talk about his mom. What? That's not a question.
Raken has
Oh,
a question
Raken.
above that.
Oh, can we tone down Mez's hotness when he's on the show? It's distracting me from the internet.
Oh,
The
what?
content.
The internet.
I know it says content, but I like the internet more.
Okay.
So, can we do it? Yes, absolutely.
Yes. How do we do it?
Okay. You know what? I can do that right now.
There we go. He is
Problem solved.
substantially toned down.
He is substantially toned down.
But
Wait,
should
I got
we do
this.
that?
There we
got
go.
All right. Bring him back. Bring him
Here. Is this better?
I don't know. Might be worse.
This should be better.
I think you're just too sexy.
Let me
for
add
this
that on there
screen.
too.
back. I'll unfollow then be on the forum. Perfect.
You guys are terrible.
That's incredibly disturbing. Not really. I mean, we've all seen Spaceballs, right?
Yep, that is Spaceballs.
That is Spaceballs. Finally, I can focus.
Oh my God, Mez is a furry. I agree. Mez is a furry.
Oh
I'm
god.
a furry.
He's a furry in a storage shed. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Not right.
Yeah. Dude, you have like a fan
Oh,
behind you
also, I
pointing
have to tell the
not
viewers
towards
what,
you.
What we missed out on.
That's blowing the hot air out the door.
Catixia's in
That's how crappy the.
Colombia.
Oh, Katixi is in Colombia.
Yes. She
For how long?
unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight. She was going to try and make it tonight to join us live on the show.
Ooh, did we
But
meet Katixia at
PAX. She's the really one that's like 2 feet tall.
Oh, cool.
That played Freya.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fun.
So, unfortunately, couldn't make it today.
Sad panda.
But I think she's going to be going to USC. So
Oh, good for her.
maybe she'll be sticking around. Maybe join us on episode 200.
Yeah.
200.
I'm gonna have like gray hair. And...
Yes. Obviously, this show is making you gray.
Oh yeah. Hey, if I only got gray hair on the sides, think about how epic that would. I would be happy. That would be so much fun. Question: why do you think Hi-Rez is not making actual skins and just giving all gods golden? I think they are making actual skins. They're just not releasing them.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Oh, what, gold
and
skin?
they're
It's still a
doing-
gold. It's still.
They are going to have a gold skin for every god.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
they
gonna
will.
have a gold skin for
Yeah.
every god.
Yep, because
And
it does
the
that
voice
stats
pack.
progression thing. I mean, although that's the thing that kind of frustrates me. I wish they would let you get the stats progression thing on any skin, but let you choose to show it or not. Like, I want to allow it to be shown that my on her has 500 million deaths and 1 kill.
Yes.
So
I'm a terrible honor.
Right.
Focus me.
exactly. So I don't think it should be gold because now the problem that's going to cause is that we're just going to have gold on gold all day long. Once all the gold skins are released, because I'll be playing my golden Neath, because I'll be the lady from James Bond, in which I will be gold and dead and in the bed. That rhymed surprisingly well.
You're
So-
creepy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Uh,
Who would you want, Morgan Freeman's voice or Anooki's?
A Nookie?
Inuki.
Inuki.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman?
You mean Inyuki?
Who would I want more? Someone who's like major famous around the world. and
Yes,
has been
I would go with-
practicing his voice for like 40 years.
I would go with Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. I'm sure.
I
Inyuki
think
would
I'd
go.
have to go with Morgan Freeman.
Well, you always don't have to be in the game box. I was just putting out the game box for people to be able to meet people in the game box, to play with people in the game box.
When Gamebox
That was
gives
all.
me a better media sport, I'm going to throw up mine. I have some pretty epic tunes on my Club Zero.
What could you do to make
You see, with
Ares
Morgan
Ultimate more
Freeman's
viable?
voice, there's things that you could do that would just sound amazing.
Well,
Like this. Titty
Car-
sprinkles.
Yes. Carlos Tos So 25. Ares Ultimate is exactly where it needs to be. I mean, it's easily counterable, but so is a lot of people's ultimates. It's just everybody assumes that Ares is so counterable is because he's always the one that starts. Because he can pull 5 people at once. People aren't going to beads Guan Yu Ultimate because unless it's hitting them, they don't care. You know, Guan Yu is slapping his little sword thingy on the ground, and unless you're in that range, then you're not going to beat it. So does that make Guan Yu's ultimate less useful? It's because Ares gets you in the range,
It's
grabs you all.
because Ares Ultimate, unlike the ultimates of, I don't know, almost every single other god, does very little.
Ares Ultimate does plenty of damage. It does plenty of
In
damage.
comparison to every other tank's
In comparison to Wukong's, no, it does shit.
in
But
comparison to Ymir's,
no, but Ymir's doesn't pull you in at the end of it. Ymir's just does damage.
right? But,
But
it's roughly
the idea
same area.
of Ares' ultimate is to burn the Aegises and the purification beads, so that way when the Kraken comes out, it's not ready.
Actually, the idea of Ares Ultimate is to pull in 5 people for a pentakill, but that's never going to happen.
There you go. Thank you for that.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not. It's never going to happen.
No,
I mean, that's
I
the
agree.
idea, and it's never going to happen. So
Tezonde? That kid is weird.
I mean, technically, what you would want to do then is try to get them to burn their beads and stuff before you use your Ares ultimate.
Chocolate brain.
But definitely don't burn too many at once, because, I mean, if you say Ares and Hades at the same time, people are just going to use Aegis and avoid all of it from both of them.
or you could just use Hades.
You want to stagger them. Or you could just use what?
Hades. So you have someone who's better than just his ultimate.
Oh my god.
I hate you all.
I feel like we're back or like, what is this, like 4 months ago when Hades was absolute crap.
I think it was longer than 4 months ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was.
No, I think he was exactly the same as he is now 4 months ago.
That sucks.
Never mind.
Now 6 months ago.
Oh my god.
There you go. You do realize this is the 6th month of the year.
I have
Just
no
so
idea.
you know this.
I
4
have
months
no
ago
idea
was
how long this
February.
game is. I have no idea how long this game's even been out for.
Really? A year.
It just
It's been out
feels
for
like
things
my
and
entire
stuff.
life.
It's been out
Okay,
since May
okay.
31st last year.
Gosh, you were in the alpha. We know. You've been
Oh
playing
my-
Smite forever. You're the mod of Reddit.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh
You
god.
lose your mod status. Give it to me or Revel or Mesmerize because we
No,
obviously
I
do
don't
far
want
much
his
more.
mod status.
We obviously do far much more in the community than you do,
What are you
Mr.
talking about? I
Dude,
do a
don't want to sit
ton.
around and like ban people.
I
all
do a
day.
ton for the community. I ban everyone.
Yeah. Like, click on a ban. He doesn't post. He just bans.
Because then if I remove all the posts,
This is just turned into Seinfeld.
if I remove everything
back.
and then post, then I get downvoted because people don't like me for removing their.
They'll ban their accounts.
Oh
I don't see
god.
the problem with this. Should have banned all
In
the
a
white-
world where nobody can post anything, there was Alakai.
Mez, don't read text messages.
I don't. Am I supposed to be reading text messages? Where's my phone?
It's near the fan.
Here it is.
Do I
You know
think
why?
the
Because the battery
change-
on my phone is dead. That's why I don't read text messages.
Because Mez is in a storage shed and he doesn't have a,
It's not a storage shed. It's in my house, but it's just the room where we put everything.
including your
Do I-
computer?
Do
Yeah.
I think the
Because
change?
it's the only place that has room.
Do you think the change what?
Do I think the change? Do you think the change to the duration of Neith's weaves was justified?
For Wii's?
Yeah, because they
Oh,
were
weaves.
the weaves used to last for 2 minutes. Now it's 1.
Yes, I do. Because they're really strong.
But I guess I don't know what the point of it really or what it really did, but
It gave vision. It
I
allowed
understand that.
extra
but
awesomeness, and it was a movement impairing thing. I mean, I think I managed just fine. Because look what they did with the wards.
In a world where people do things, they also do stuff.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Wow. All right. We are. Let's see what kind of things we have here. What's going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I think I'm done here. Time to go play some Dead Island that I just bought for $5 on Steam. I'm really happy
Nice.
about it.
Yes, basically what I'm saying is exactly that. Things and stuff.
So I'm gonna head out. Thank you for having me on the show since it is the 100th iteration of it.
Absolutely. For old time's
And-
sake, Alikite.
For old
Anytime.
time's sake. Never again.
Reddit mod, Alikite. Everybody.
I do nothing. I'm just some old has-been.
Yeah, maybe, but you ban a lot of people. You still
Yeah.
play.
So doesn't everyone hate me then?
No.
That's how it should work.